3, and I'm still bleeding out. Well, this should be the worst of it over. Hopefully. The worst of it was in fact not yet over with, as there were many battles that stood in the way, and the first was the battle against the lag emitting from my heavily modified potato I used to record these videos, a battle which I struggled for about 30 minutes. Anywho, with all things considered, last episode was a train wreck in terms of the battles I had to fight, with Mars having a complete little shit of a bronze, Cheryl being deceptively difficult for my underprepared team to handle.
Why are we still here?
Up until the Gardenia fight where losing at least one of my Pokemon was essentially inevitable. I swear I'm not bad. But all that goes to shit when considering I have to fight Jupiter, a shitty child lost in a maze-like area, who I also have to guide through the cave, a rival fight with Dawn which is barely standard, you know, and an Elite Four member, and What cruel god decided that I, with 2 gym badges, should have to fight a fucking Elite Four member in the equivalent of selecting a toddler to fight a fucking A10 Warhog? Because the Tesla headquarters is located directly next to the gym that I just fought in, I figure I'd have a look around before
dousing the low floor in gasoline.
Only to find Looker attempting to apply for a job, because I'm fairly sure that he's not actually a secret police member, but instead he's just a crack addict who attempts to use the disguise of a secret police member to make it seem as though he hasn't just escaped rehabilitation.
Hey!
After this encounter, I go up to the final floor of the building, and what I find shocks me to my core. Tesla is partnering with some of the truly worst people, cyclists. This is not only bad because bikes are a great pollution-free method of travel, which I'm firmly against, but because they're cyclists. I have to put a stop to this, so I immediately engage in battle with the Tesla executive, who leads with a Golbat, so I, in retaliation, lead with Gyarados, who swiftly one-shots the Golbat in 2 hits. Following this, Tangela comes in, equipped with a 4-time super effective shockwave, but as we have previously stated, I'm a genius and recognise that the combination of an Ice Fang and a Bite is sure to kill after Ice Fang does around 70%. I chose to pick Bite here because of the risk posed by Ice Fang missing due to its 95% accuracy and after having Tangela dealt with. No, fuck off. No, it did fucking not. What in the hell? Fun fact, did you know that the Expert Belt buffs super effective moves by 20%? I sure fucking didn't when my dumbass clicked Bite instead of just switching out. With my Gyarados fallen to a Tangela, I'm not only unable to show this to any future employers, but I also have to switch out into Burb, who takes the kill with a quick attack. Following this, Gun Tank is brought onto the battlefield, so I chuck a comically large rock at it and it just simply dies after receiving a severe concussion, which leaves Sableye, who is made quick work of by Graveler and Machoke, and with that the battle is over quicker than I expected. I remember that I can't burn down the building because of gas prices are huge, but the number my bank likes to show me isn't, so after that I stare death in the face, but not before she gives me an egg. Thankful for the free food, I prepare a frying pan for an omelette and crack the egg onto it, only to find a child inside, and the only thing that's better than food is child labour, so I add him to my gang of militarised animals and make my way to what I can only describe as the gates of hell.
You sent me a message first, yeah? I live in Smethwick, Birmingham, if you want the fucking bill, calm down, Smethwick, that's my energy, I come out of the house,
Preceding this, I make my way over to Mount Coronet before a homeless guy tells me that his cat's spoons are picking up a distress signal inside of a cave, which I, as a highly qualified 10-year-old, am the only one capable of saving whoever is lost in the cave, so he doesn't let me pass until the distress signal stops. I make my way into the cave and find a child who proceeds to attack me, so in self-defense, I do the only logical thing and kill her animal. After this, I prepare to mug her, but before I can, she tells me that she left a very valuable item in this cave, but I can't find it alone because not 5 seconds ago some absolutely horrible unnamed person killed her pets, which was her only form of self-defense. After reaching the end of the cave, the child proudly proclaims that she found her ribbon, and begins to exclaim that she's very grateful for my help. After successfully helping her, she gives me the TM for Dazzling Gleam and I leave the cave, but for some reason, authorities haven't heard from her in days. Don't know what could have happened there. I make my way back to go through Mount— oh, piss off! I begin my fight with Dawn, who leads with a rat that has a comically large wig, so in retaliation I send in what is essentially a clone of me in real life. I'm unable to kill it before it switches out into Clefable, and I knock over its leftovers before retreating into the superior Clefable, is what I would say if Clefable didn't miss a sing followed by being fully paralysed and then missing another sing. Ignoring this, I switch into Stewie, who can hopefully rely on his bulk and strength to kill the Clefable rather than relying on Sing. Thankfully he can, as 3 sludge bombs are all it takes to take it out. Following Grottle is subjected to intimidate switching between Burb and Graveler so that I can safely send in Togetic to get off a yawn and then fire off an air cutter before switching out into Machoke for the kill. With this, Lopunny comes in with Machoke having as much HP as possible as he's prepared to one-shot it without mercy after a fake out and jump kick getting nowhere near close enough to kill before Machoke slaps the clickbait into the afterlife. Finally, Piloswine is last, and after realising that his trainer is shit, he proceeds to... So I finally enter Mount Coronet, where I encounter the guy with no plot relevance again, but he seems familiar, but I ignore it for now. Up next is the fight against Aron, but luckily I catch a Numel prior to this, and he just barely evolves before the level cap, and I swear to god, Numel's battle cry has him saying apple pie, look. Does he not say apple pie? Regardless, the fight against Aron is only a small distance from Dawn, so nothing much of note happens in between except some mentally deranged guy telling me to sacrifice my soul to some keystone. Aron leads with Dustox, and did you know that rocks are a very effective way of killing bugs? I would know. The frightening part is Sizzle coming out next, and Ironhead could deal massive damage to Graveler, so I switch into Camerupt, who resists all his attacks, but a Sword Stance tells me that his next move is sure to deal massive damage. If the Sizzle lands and Ironhead flinch, then my run is effectively over. The question is, what will Sizzle do? Well, surely the following Drapion will strategically plan out his attack so that it's sure to cripple my whole team regardless of what I do.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
So after this groundbreaking performance from Aron's two strongest Pokemon, he sends in his Beautifly and I'm able to land an Ancient Power which breaks its Focus Sash before I have to switch out into Verb. A full restore means that I'm able to get off an Aerial Ace that is now a one-shot thanks to the Sash being broken, and shortly after this, Venomoth comes out and is swiftly dealt with. The battle is over and was easier than I thought it would be because it's clearly evident that Aron is so incompetent that he probably doesn't even know that his name has two A's in it, and so afterwards I find myself in Hearthope. Don't hurt me. Where the final battle against Fantina awaits. I make some adjustments to my team, including evolving Togetic and adding a Porygon on my team who evolves into a Rubber Duck after receiving an upgrade from Bebe. Unfortunately, midway through the gym challenge, Camerupt levels up and is over the level cap, which means that I can't use him, so my team is left without a powerful tank as I enter the gym fighting against somebody worse than any environmentalist or cyclist, a French person. I lead with Porygon, who electrocutes Fantina's balloon and is safe to stay in as Bennett can only use Sucker Punch for damage against me, and burns don't matter because I'm a special attacker, so he's quickly dealt with after some discharges and using Recover for HP. Gengar comes in third and I can only get off one discharge before switching out into Stewie to take the kill with a Water Pulse, but he's also at low HP as Spiritomb comes in, and so it's a quick retreat to Satan. Satan's Fairy typing allows him to swiftly KO the Spiritomb, but not before Satan gets off a light screen to support the entire team in taking down Fantina's ace, Miss Magius. Fantina sends in Dusclops, so I'm forced to kill it before light screen is lifted, but after weighing my options, I discover that Fantina is just really stupid and can't understand that two of her Pokemon could be ruled by a fucking Rattata.
You don't have what it takes to kill me.
Because of this, I send in Porygon after deciding that I'm likely to benefit more from having a fully healthy Porygon ready to fight Miss Magius rather than gamble on quickly killing Dusclops to prolong light screen. Download means that Porygon gets a special attack boost and allows him to take down the Dusclops after it spams Pain Split, and this means that I'm a bit less than full HP as Miss Magius comes in. A discharge is around 40%, but in retaliation Miss Magius goes for a Calm Mind, and after some calculations and recovering HP I find out that I live a Dazzling Gleam and can safely fire off a discharge. Okay, I just pray... Oh fuck. Oh no. I'm stupid. I forgot. No. I forgot about the burn. Man. As I was distracted by my infinite knowledge, I completely neglected that my calculation didn't include the burn damage, and I really just have no excuses here. After deciding that Togekiss would live long enough to fire off a yawn, I send him in, and he does successfully, but not after he eats a nasty power gem that I also neglected to acknowledge, but it all worked out so it's fine. And finally I send in Dusclops, who is on the team in place of Camerupt, and he proceeds to live a Shadow Ball, and it wasn't even close, and so he fires off a Shadow Punch onto the defenseless animal to end its life, and with it the battle. We did it. It's over. It's done. Hell yeah. Well, that was fun. I think things are going to go a bit slower now. I think that, you know, there's not many battles coming up. I think that there's Saturn in the manor, and then that fucking karate child fighting Jim. That shouldn't be too hard. That should be it, and that should be all good. And I will see you next time.